Michelle's Facebook page, Jessica Diamond wrote in and she said, has everyone ever told you, like in YouTube comments, that your makeup sucked or that you couldn't do it or you should stop doing what you're doing? Like real like negativity. And did that like resistance or negativity, like how did that help shape like what you're doing today? Like I had a defining moment. I circle. I love leading circles. It's what I do with like my heart and soul, but I'm also an actress and I have been my whole life. And there was a defining moment for me when I didn't get a certain job that I thought, that's the job. I have to get that job in order for my life to be great. And I didn't get that job. Thank God I didn't get that job because I took a left turn and I delved deeper into this work. So now I look back on that like resistance or someone rejecting me and I'm like, oh, rejection, awesome. I'm so glad I didn't get that job. So do you have any kind of story in that area for Jessica?
Talking stick, yeah. Andrea, I think you and I have a very similar story where I was rejected, but it was the best rejection ever for me to lead me in a different direction. The direction where I'm heading towards right now. And that was back in 2007. I applied for a job at a Lancome counter at a department store because I really wanted to work in the beauty industry. I wanted to be a makeup artist and I wanted to empower women through just the art of beauty. And so I went in, they were looking for a sales associate and I applied for the job, I filled out the application, I did the sit-down interview, I answered all the right questions. I mean, they were very impressed with my knowledge and my passion. And the last question she asked me was have you ever worked in sales? And I said, no, I'm a waitress. I know how to host, I know how to make people feel good, and I know how to really understand and read the fine lines and details of people. Because, you know, like when you're waiting tables, you really have to see like what someone wants without them needing to say anything to you. So it wasn't good enough for her though, because she said, well, unfortunately, we do need someone that has experience in sales. And I said, but I can learn, you know, like please give me a shot, you know, like just give me a chance. I'm willing to learn, and I know I can sell beauty. I mean, I love it. I'm passionate about it. 2 weeks later, I never got the call back, and I was really devastated because, you know, it's a rejection. It's tough because I think we're all programmed to wanting to have like positive reinforcement. You know, we want positive reinforcement. We want people to say yes. We always want yes. I mean, no is such a negative, like I feel like sometimes we think no is something bad, but sometimes we need no's in our lives to kind of shift us in a different direction. You know, I always find that in life, like the universe, there's always 3 answers when you want something. It's either yes, not yet, or I have something better. So in this case, I knew that there was going to be something better. I didn't take that rejection. I didn't drop my love for beauty. In fact, I opened another door for myself, and that was through YouTube, my webcam. And I said, you know what? I may not be able to have a job as a sales associate at a department store selling makeup, but at least I can still fulfill my passion in beauty by filming these tutorials and helping girls and inspiring girls to try new beauty looks, and that's what I did. And 2 years later, Lancome calls me, and they wanted me to become their official online spokesperson. I realized, you know, had I have gone back in time and told myself, hey, you know what, this rejection is something that you need to take, and you know, it's not a bad thing. I think like, you know, that was like the best thing that ever happened to me, was that rejection. So I absolutely agree with you, Andrea. Like sometimes rejection is a blessing in disguise.
Yeah. Oh. Wow, Lancome. That's an awesome story. Oh my gosh, I love that. I mean, it's so funny, those kind of like comeuppance sort of stories where, you know, like movies are made about that kind of stuff where it's like, the bully gets it in the end when like, haha, I showed you. But it's funny because it always ends up happening not like in the movies. Like it's so much later when you aren't even in that vindictive place anymore. You're like, oh, okay, sure, yeah. Like it just kind of comes in when you're ready, I guess. When the universe decides, the talking stick decides that you're ready. Anyways, all right, so yeah, an adverse Well, I mean, it's funny. I have a similar experience as Andrea. I started out acting, and, well, you're an actress as well.
Oh.
And I loved, I got the acting bug in high school. I just loved how I was able to express myself, but it was a really fun moment for me. So I ended up meeting Joey, who's now my business partner and husband. It's really weird to say. I know, super weird. Anyways, it's actually the first time I've ever said it on YouTube. But yeah, I met him through acting, so it was a good experience. But ultimately, it wasn't, I guess, my calling. And it's like, oh, okay, so that's why I didn't book those pilots that I auditioned for years to do, because I would be on a series doing not what I'm doing now, and I'm so darn happy. Holding this stick right here in this circle.
The happy stick. I think for me, I always feel like in life it's not what happens to you that matters, it's how you react to it. And I grew up, like, again, in a small town. I was bullied through school. I think online, all this stuff that happens, the negativity, the mean comments, we all hear it. Like someone saying that her makeup's bad or whatever, it's not what happens to her, but how she reacts to it. Does she keep making videos? Do you keep going forward? Like, I'm not perfect. Like, I have big gums, I have bad hair days, I'm loud, but I accept it because it's how I was made and it's who I am, and I'm gonna rock it because I can't change it. So I think that's what makes you perfect, is embracing your imperfections. So when people are picking out those things, usually they're threatened. They're threatened that you're being so real that it makes them feel uncomfortable, because there's always gonna be people that throw stones at you. So I think for me, it was just the biggest thing is just being okay with that people are gonna hate. That's gonna happen, but it means I'm doing something right because I'm following my dreams. And you're gonna get adversity. You're gonna get people being mean to you. So if you're hurting and it hurts, keep going. Use it as fuel. Feed the fire. You know? I'm not as long-winded.